it comes to talk. And, what I'm going to open with today on the main show in just a few minutes is the Melania movie. And if you've seen the Melania movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The title of this video, 2026, the year of Trump. You know, um, Melania has broken records, right? Records. And so far as box office. And that tells you how popular Trump is right here in the first month of the year. Think about this. It broke this box office record during this nationwide cold spell where people don't even want to leave their house. In some instances, they can't even leave their house. Could you imagine if this was a summertime release and everybody could get out and go to the theater? And so I'm going to cover that today. It's going to be a lead story because it's an important story. The Melania movie, very important story. And you look at a grand jury in Minnesota indicted Don Lemon. That's why he got arrested. And every indication we have is that Trump is not just zooming ahead in this midterm election year. Not only are we going to maintain with this trend control of Congress, but we could very well gain seats in the Congress. And you look at all these factors that are going on, it all indicates to the popularity of Trump and the MAGA movement and how unpopular the Democrats are. What are the Democrats even offering? So we move into this election year in a very, very good place. I may have finally found my break from Starbucks, okay? There's a new Dunkin' Donuts in my neighborhood, and I went there over the weekend, and I've not been to Dunkin' Donuts for coffee in years, and at least 5-6 years, and they've updated the menu. There was a Dunkin' by my house that closed down years ago, and I stopped going there, and they opened up a brand new one, and they have an Americano, and it has, which is what I get at Starbucks. It has more caffeine in it than the Starbucks. It's cheaper, and it tastes better. So I had it over the weekend, but the real test will be today, a regular work day. What will it be like? So hopefully I'll get off the Starbucks. The Dunkin's closer than the Starbucks is. It's cheaper. It's got more caffeine. So it seems like all positives. So I actually may be able to cut back and wean off some of my coffee. So I'm excited about that. But I'll find out during the show how well it works. Did any of you, if you saw the Melania movie over the weekend, press 1 in the chat. Everyone should see this movie. And it'll eventually be on Amazon. And they said when it comes on Amazon, there's going to be some things that weren't in the feature film that we're going to see on Amazon. So that'll be good. That's a good way to get everybody to watch it again, right? But I'll definitely watch that too. And when I open up on the main show, I'll tell you why it's the most important movie ever made and what the movie indicates. And of course, we're going to hear from Don Lemon today. Don Lemon has just lost his mind. And Don Lemon's biggest problem after his indictment by a grand jury and arrest is that he can't keep his mouth shut. And he goes to jury trial in Minnesota. A Minnesota grand jury indicted him. So don't be so sure because it's Minnesota, he goes to jury trial, he's going to get acquitted. His angle will probably be hung jury if his lawyers are saying that's what they'll probably shoot for. But an acquittal right now is not likely with Don Lemon. It's freezing in Florida. It's in the low 30s, which is really cold, like yesterday. And wind chill like in the 20s. It snowed in parts of Florida yesterday. Oh boy. I know I don't like this cold weather. Here I am. It's so cold. I'm wearing a hoodie in the house, which I don't normally do. Boy, I just went outside to take out the garbage for the morning, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I could not imagine living up north where it snows. I just could not imagine. But this year, here we are, first weekday of Black History Month. Of course, the Republican Party in Black History Month. Remember that the Republican Party freed the slaves, which is something they don't usually teach at Black History Month, but we'll talk about it. And this is just, the midterm elections are so, so important. And we will win if we swamp them at the polls like we did in the presidential election. That's it. If we swamp them at the polls, everything will be fine. If we don't swamp them at the polls, well, then we got some trouble, right? If you're new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe. On the next stream, I'll be in the studio taking live calls. Man, oh man. Oh, by the way, Melania has 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. I just checked. That's amazing. I've never seen something so high on Rotten Tomatoes. Those are among verified moviegoers that actually went to the movie. So that tells you how great things are. Yep, going very well. It's a great movie that everyone should see. I'm watching my daughter's cat. My daughter is in Los Angeles, so I'm watching her cat. It was up just looking for my daughter. My daughter's cat was walking all over the house looking for my daughter. She's not here. And some of our new cats don't like our old cat, even though this used to be her house when she was little. But they're starting to tolerate her. No, this is great. And of course, people are doing their tax returns now. So you do your tax return and you get incredible returns. I mean, this is, everything's going so well. Could you imagine if we have the next two presidents after Trump or MAGA presidents, what this country is going to be like? It's going to be amazing. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We're not used to having such competence in our presidents. We're used to having presidents like Obama or Clinton or even George Bush. All they care about is how they're going to enrich themselves and their families when they're out of office. And President Trump has already made his money, so he doesn't need any of that crookedness. He's made his money. He's doing fine. He's got no worries. The other ones just corrupt. Plus, they're put in place by the deep state and the donors and all of that. And President Trump is independent of the deep state and of the donors. So you don't have those problems. He's the first president in any of our lifetimes that's really doing the work of the American people, not special interests, not donors. And that's one of the reasons that the permanent Washington class and the media hate him so much. All right? That's it. And Don Lemon is so stupid. He's so stupid. He is charged with some very serious crimes. And he just seems to think he's so stupid and arrogant, he thinks it's a joke. Yeah, I agree. Don Lemon is brainwashed. Absolutely. No question about it. Don Lemon is brainwashed. It's pretty obvious. They just seem to forget that he was indicted by a grand jury, which is the same jury pool that they pull a regular jury from. Some of them go to grand juries, some of them go to trials. It's the same jury pool. So, He's an arrogant narcissist. Absolutely, Allison. Absolutely. Yeah. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. On the next stream, which will be in about 10 or 15 minutes, I'll be taking live calls. I am not built for this cold weather. I could never live up north again. I realized that today. I could not live up north again. There's just no way. No way at all. I would not be able to handle it. I'm so accustomed to the Florida weather now. I've lived down in Florida so long. I could never make the adjustment, even for a day. With this weather now, it's 32 degrees, the wind chill's in the 20s, and I could barely handle that. Quit winning? I don't think so. I don't think so. There's so much winning going on. The Melania movie is a great example of winning. It is such a great movie. I was blown away by that movie. I really was. I knew it was going to be good, but I didn't know it was going to be that good. It was good beyond my expectations. And I don't think I'm alone in that. I think a lot of you probably felt the same way when you saw it. You know, the theater, the people in the theater were crying during that movie. I could hear people and all that going on. People were crying, men and women. And I've been hearing that from listeners that have been messaging me over the weekend with the theaters that they saw it in. People were crying in the movie theaters during Melania. Oh, it's colder in a lot of places. There's always someplace colder, but you know, here in Florida, we're not used to this weather. We like our tropical heat. I cannot wait for the heat wave of the summer. You see all these stories of the iguanas falling out of the trees in hibernation. I haven't seen any iguanas in my neighborhood, which is good. We don't have that many. That means we don't have that many. That's good. Iguanas are the stupidest creatures you've ever seen. I've never seen creatures as dumb as iguanas, and they lay a ton of eggs. Proud of America. Exactly, Jasper. Exactly. Melania is amazing. There's one part in the movie where she's talking to Macron's wife, and Macron's wife's talking to her in in French. You know, Melania speaks 5 languages, so Macron's wife's speaking to Melania in French, and Melania is making notes about the conversation in English. She understood every word she said. I mean, how many first ladies have we had that speak 5 languages? It's something, isn't it? She's brilliant, self-made millionaire, and brilliant. Melania, she doesn't get credit, but you really get to see what she's like in that movie. It's amazing how normal Melania is when you think about it. When you watch the movie, how normal she is. Critics are liberal hacks. You know, what do you expect? What do you expect, right? Liberal hacks. It broke box office records. It's the highest grossing documentary in 10 years. Number 3 at the box office overall, and the highest grossing documentary opening weekend in a decade. That's how popular Trump is, right? Well, if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. This is where MAGA comes to talk. On the next stream, I'll be in the studio taking live calls, all right? So I'm going to go get set up, and I'll see you in a few minutes on the next stream. Take care.